friends, welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you guys with me for another pick a card. And welcome to all of the new viewers out there. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer, and I deliver messages through the cards that help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. So in today's reading, I am going to be revealing to you what beautiful compliments people are sharing behind your back. For whatever reason, these people don't feel comfortable or don't feel like they have the opportunity to share this information with you. So I'm going to be getting all of the tea from Spirit and figuring out exactly what beautiful things people are thinking and saying about you without your knowledge. So I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. Pile number 1 features these red berries, the blue kyanite crystal, as well as this serpent ring. Pile number 2 has the dried purple flowers, the amethyst point, and a black onyx ring that has a star pattern on it. Pile number 3 has the bundle of Palo Santo, a fluorite crystal, and the malachite ring. And all of the jewelry pieces that are featured in each of the piles are from my favorite brand, Ana Luisa. And currently they have their holiday campaign going on, and you can get up to 30% off all of the pieces on their site. So you might want to go and check that out. The link is below. So I am going to give you guys a close-up of the items and the cards. In just a moment, you'll be able to see everything close up. You'll be able to check out the gorgeous jewelry, and you'll also be able to select your pile. So I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. So you picked the red berries, the blue kyanite crystal, and then you also selected this gorgeous Ana Luisa serpent ring. So I'll just set that aside. Now I'm being called to address the spiritual meaning of the serpent. So this might be the first beautiful compliment that people give you. The serpent is all about transformation. So you might be a chameleon of sorts. You might be a person that's very adaptable. You might have physical style that's like constantly shifting, like you're on top of trends, or you just have really amazing personal style that's constantly evolving. Maybe you are evolving as a person. You're shifting and changing and growing and learning, or you're able to easily let go of things that don't suit you any longer, because of course, like a snake sheds its skin because it's growing. So you're letting go of things that don't suit you any longer, or don't serve you any longer. And then the blue kyanite is a crystal that connects to the throat chakra. So you must be really good at communicating. Either you're sharing your own personal experiences, your own thoughts, or you're holding space for other people's experience. Maybe you're able to articulate things that they have been feeling, but they haven't really been able to find the right words for. And then the berries, it makes me think that you plant seeds in people's minds. You might be planting ideas that they don't even realize what kind of effect it's going to have on them until years later. They might even have a tendency to feel like the information or the thoughts that you share with them, it's sort of bittersweet. I get the sense that maybe you're really skilled at shadow work is what's coming forward. Like, you might be kind of intimidating, and that might be partially why people don't share these compliments to your face. Like they feel like they don't measure up, or they feel like they are, you outshine them, or there's something about you being so powerful. Because like, I think of these berries, they're actually poisonous. So there might be a certain bitterness to some of the things that you share, or the way the energy that you bring to the table, the way that you sort of influence others, but it's of course for their benefit. You kind of influence them through your words or the way you see the world, the way you communicate about things. Just shed that skin. You effortlessly do it. I get this sense that you might have strong Gemini placements in your chart, and people just don't appreciate this element of you until later on. You also might have really strong Lilith placements. Okay, let's see what your cards say. So the first card that you got is Courage, and it's card number 1. Yeah, you have this warrior spirit. You are willing to just walk into the unknown, and you're ready for battle. But I get the sense that you aren't necessarily combative. It's just that you have a lot of personal power, a lot of integrity, like you know who you are and you earned that. I get the sense that you had to work really hard to get to a place where you really knew who you were. There might have been times when you were kind of lost and you had to sort of work up to a point where you were like, I'm just not going to care what other people think. I'm not going to like worry myself about what society wants of me because I keep looking for approval and I'm never getting it. So I'm going to have to start validating myself. And you are walking the road less traveled. So you might have been at a point at some point in your life where you just threw caution to the wind and you just went for your goals. And that's super inspiring to people. But I do understand just from this beginning of the reading why people might feel shy or intimidated. Like you have star power. I get the sense that you have this energy of someone who has strong leadership qualities, but just there is this sense of intimidation that you bring to the table. Now you also got the Loving Woman. And it's card number 6. So 6 is talking about reciprocity and having balance, and that can be balance between the things that you do. You might give a lot of care and attention to those that you love. You might be a person who has a strong affinity for animals, is the sense I get. Like you may, that's so funny. Okay, what the image that came forward is a person who is super intimidating to others, but you click with animals or other people that other people find intimidating. So like an example of this would be maybe nobody can get near this particular friend's dog. This dog is aggressive with everyone. They warn you, don't worry like about it if the dog barks or growls at you. They're just that way with everyone. And you walked in and the dog is wagging tails and licking faces. Like they're like, what is going on? This dog doesn't like anyone. And the dog loves you, like just completely at home with you. I just get that sense that you're able to calm the wild beast in people, and that throws people. Like that also intimidates them because they were like, oh my God, they just said Mother of Dragons. Yes, you have that Daenerys energy from Game of Thrones. Like super beautiful inside and out, but intimidating and really standing in your power. Now, the other sense that I get from the number 6 is talking about not just the balance of energy that you give and take, but also the internal energy that you have. Like you might have strong balance of your divine masculine and your divine feminine energy. Oh my God! You got this Strength card, which is like exactly what I was just talking about. You know how to tame the wild beast. You are a friend to what other people see as a foe. Like you might be a strong advocate to other people that maybe are at a disadvantage. Like you might have a tendency to like really stand up and say the things that need to be said. The sense I get, there's this person and they have this fireball. It's like you really know how to like hold fire in the palm of your hands without getting burned. You have this strong Uranian energy and Plutonian, actually. I really identify with this. So Plutonian energy connected to the planet Pluto is connected to like our ego and triggers and the things that could potentially take our power away or destabilize us. It's often connected to karmic energy, like things that we're healing from the past. And karma is not connected to punishment. A lot of people get that confused. Karma is connected to a balancing of energy, which is what the number 6 is also related to. And then Uranian energy connected to the planet Uranus. That's all about like that shocking upheaval, like taking the road less traveled, being willing to just like really like just throw away all of the tradition and just go your own way. Like you probably are a person who doesn't really like the rigidity of tradition. Not that you don't like honoring the past. It's the rigidity, like sticking with what you've already known just because that's what has always been done, even if it's not working any longer. And you don't mind just like cutting ties with that entirely. And people are really impressed by that. Like you are able to make things grow. Like there is all of these beautiful flowers and plants growing around what I would describe as a magician, because this person has a cloak on that has stars all over it. And then there's this sleeping lion. And then there's all of these fruits on her skirt, and then there's a sleeping, either a husky or a wolf cub. So you really put very sort of aggressive energy in like this neutral, tranquil state where it can rest. You might actually kind of calm some of the fear or fire or anger in other people. And there might be some people that are even a little bit ashamed by that. Like, because when you come in and you calm that inside them, they might have been in denial that they were ever emotionally out of balance in the first place. But you calming them proves on a concrete level that they were dysregulated. And so maybe they don't want to admit that you were right, is the sense I get. Like you might have already, like their fears, panic, weaknesses, their triggers, and when they're reacting from those triggers, it's so obvious to you, like, because you're a master of this. You seem to like know where that energy comes from. Because like I said, I feel like you have this strong like Lilith energy, like you're well acquainted with the shadows. Then you got overflowing wealth. And this is Mama Wada, who is a goddess connected to the intuition, the water element, and she literally has serpents wrapped all around her. And you pick the serpent ring. So there's this energy of you really, at some point, like maybe it was in this life, maybe it was in a past life, but like you really like learned how to embrace your own intuition, your own uniqueness. Mama Wada is also connected to the energy of mermaids, and mermaids have like this history, depending on the cultural reference, where they're either seen as like sort of like beautiful, sort of angelic, like water angels, like they're very positive. But then there's siren energy, which is also mermaid energy, where it can be quite negative. So it depends on your audience. People see you as positive as well as negative, but they're still impressed by that no matter what. And these are things that they talk about, like that you have boss energy is what I'm getting. and you seem to be able to use other people, like use elements or things that would make people afraid to your advantage. And like you just are able to calm all of this kind of fear-based thinking is what's coming forward. And some of you might have such pronounced spiritual gifts and intuition that you're actually psychic, or you would define yourself that way, or you're witchy and magical. The other sense I get from this is that you have a lot of charisma and a lot of beauty. And once again, with the Mama Wada, I get the sense that you have a lot of great personal style. Like, she is draped in this gorgeous silk dress and this amazing headdress, and she has all of these jewels on, and she's even adorning herself with the serpents. So yeah, I really think that you have personal style that's really cool. Maybe you have a bit of a witchy aesthetic that won't resonate for all of you, or you like a lot of ornamentation. And everyone's definition of that is different, but whatever you're physically doing to yourself, I just heard the word crown. It's like it is luxurious and regal. And that doesn't mean that you're actually wearing a whole bunch of jewelry or anything like that. You just look very well put together. You also got the alchemist, balance, invention, destruction. Exactly. Yeah, you really strongly have this magical energy. Like, alchemists are magicians working with the elements to create a manifestation for the future. You have created balance in your life, coming forward once again with the balance being connected back to the number 6. And you are very inventive, very inventive. So you could have strong Aquarian placements. You might have strong like Sagittarius placements in your chart. There are different images on here, different crystals, an acorn connected back to like planting seeds of wisdom. There is like an oak leaf, which is talking about strength. There's seashells, going back to that Mama Wada energy, and like the ocean and going with the flow. You might be really good at going with the flow. And there is a feather quill here, so going back to communication. And there are bones here. Like, you have been able to learn from the fragments of the past. You've been able to learn, and it's informed the way you think about yourself and others. I don't think that you judge people as harshly as maybe others do. And that might be where some of this energy of like love-hate comes from, even though overwhelmingly people are very impressed with you. It's like they assume that you would judge them the way that they would judge you if they had all of the same gifts and talents that you have. But of course, you don't see the world that way. Maybe you did in the past. Like, we all have to start from a place of shadow and work our way into the light. It doesn't matter how old your soul is or how much soul experience or past lives you've had. It just keeps getting harder, but that's okay. You also got the gift card. Yeah, you have a lot of gifts. So, and these might be things that you freely share with others. Like, I get the sense that if you are an amazing baker, like, you would volunteer to like make a birthday cake or a wedding cake for someone, like with no expectation that any of that is going to be returned to you by the person that you're gifting it to. Like, you do have a strong energy of being connected with spirit. Like, people see you as selfless, and they are confused by that. Like, they think that if I had all of these gifts, I wouldn't give anything to anyone. I would just rise to the top. Wow, you might know some very, very like sort of egoic people. And I just turned over your last card. It says cleansing with the moon on it. There's the moon on the Mama Wada card. And there's also Gemini. I said to you, I feel like you've got some Gemini energy in you. And then there's the water symbol in this part. Strong water energy with you. Strong intuition, being able to see behind the veil. Very strong witchy energy. So there might be some people that you cut out of your life. People that were maybe a bit destructive, maybe a lot destructive, and even they are impressed with you. Maybe like some of these compliments that people are telling others or thinking about you behind your back is because you cut them off and you don't talk to them at all anymore. You know, there's this cord cutting energy here. You've cleansed them out of your life. And this is card number 25. So 2 is talking about a partnership, 2 people, most likely a relationship. The number 5 is about conflict. Then 2 and 5 together makes number 7, which is all about alignment. 7 primary chakras, 7 days of the week. So you have learned something from partnerships and unions with others, specifically from the conflict that's happened, and it's helped you to cleanse and detoxify yourself and rise up. You shed the skin, you got rid of these people. They might not have been able to have the strength to do the same thing, but they're really impressed. They, like I said before, like I feel like they might have been like a bit disgruntled by this initially, but they definitely see it as a strong gift that you have. Like you have the power that they didn't. And I think that they tried to take that power away from you. And of course that might not resonate for all of you, but this might have been like a frenemy type energy too, where it's like something good happens to you and they're like, you get a new job and then you end up having to work, you know, a couple of hours of overtime within that first, you know, beginning stage of taking on this role. You're learning the role, and the people that you tell are like, oh, well, I guess it's not that much of a blessing if you're having to work overtime already. And it's like, in reality, they're just jealous. But you know that, of course, because you're very intuitive and you're able to see behind people's words. You see their motivations. So let's see if there's some other things that people are saying about you behind your back that are beautiful, positive compliments. So you got the idealism card with the sun in Aquarius, number 11. 11 is a master number. So you are, you're an idealist. So you could very well have Sagittarian and Aquarian placements. So you are looking towards the future and you have this golden idea of what things are going to manifest for you in the world in the future. You want things to be improved continuously. You have hope for the future. Eternal optimist. And it's partially because I think you are very intuitive, so you're getting some of this insight from spirit, and you might be extremely spiritual. You just have a lot of faith. And if you're not spiritual, that's okay. It might mean that you just have a lot of faith that things will work out. Like you just are gonna go with the flow because you are in tune with the water, and like you just know that things are gonna guide you in the right direction, whether that has something to do with, you know, spirit, or whether that has just something to do with the inevitable, that everything that is eventually will adapt, because change is the only thing that you can guarantee. And you are excited about change. That's the other thing. I think that you embrace change. You're like, yeah, let's go. Let's start something new. And people are really impressed by that. And you have a strong empathy. Yeah, you really care about people. And here is this little boy with this giant dog. Like there's something about animals. You soothing the wild beasts. And it's card number 12, reduces down to the number 3. So you might work with other people. There's the moon in Pisces. So you are able to read people's emotions and their feelings and their fears, things that they're not sharing with other people. And you might have clairaudience, and people don't realize that spirit's sort of whispering in your ear telling you these things. People are really impressed by the fact that you have an ability to say the right things. You know, like what they've been wanting to hear. And I get the sense that they weren't expecting that from you. People judge you initially when they meet you. Like either you're too strong or you're too attractive or you're too intelligent, or they have this perception that life has been easy for you. And it's just that you just don't allow them to see you sweat. Like, because you just don't feel like you need to air all your dirty laundry is what's coming forward. Like you don't feel like you need to like be weak and vulnerable in front of other people. And it's not because you have shame around it. You just don't see any purpose in it. Next, speculation, Jupiter in Cancer, card number 4. You take risks. You might have done some like drastic changes in your life, taken some steps forward that really brought in a lot of abundance for you, whether that was like the perfect partnership. You took a risk. You're like, I'm going to go in and live abroad for a year, and you met your future spouse there. Or you invested in some company or some idea that nobody else believed in. You just had faith that it would bring you a solid foundation, and it did. It was like a kiss from the gods. That's different. That's never been channeled to me before. Yeah, that's what they said. A kiss from the gods. It was this love being bestowed onto you. Interesting. You got decision. Mars and Gemini, card number 3. You are very strategic. You make decisive actions, and you're making these decisions so that you can move towards a place of fulfillment. You want to get out of the darkness. You want to be able to move towards this sort of Jupiter energy. There's the Wheel of Fortune on this card. Like you want to move perpetually towards enlightenment, growth, and fulfillment. And not just on a personal level. This isn't selfishly motivated. You want to do this for others too, because it is card number 3. Then you got power. The moon in Scorpio. So you might be very interested in the occult. You might just have a natural knack for that kind of thing. Like I was saying before, you have this witchy energy, and you have the number 8 on this card, and there's the moon and the sun. So the sun is talking about divine masculine energy, all of like the fire and the growth and passion and drive. It's also connected to Leo. And then the moon energy is the water energy and the surrendering and the flow, the mama water energy. You really have that blended together, which can make you very intimidating. You've walked through lots of different doorways to new adventures, and some of them were difficult. Like you had to overcome a lot of like blockages and barriers and judgments of other people. And you've been doing this perpetually in different lives. And now you're at a place where you are thrilled by that. You're excited about the newness. And people are impressed by that. And you seem to be able to open up doorways for yourself now in a way that others find it very challenging for them. But it's like you're a risk taker. And then you got the exaltation card, moon in Taurus, card number 2. So you know how to put in really hard work too. It's not like everything is just magically bestowed on you. Like you are, yes, there are certain blessings that are just being gifted to you, like that kissed from the gods reference that came forward, but not all of it is that way. Like you have to work really hard for some of these things too. And that might have actually been a blockage that you had to work past. There might have been this feeling like to have abundance means that you have to sacrifice and you have to work diligently and you have to constantly give and give and give. And then finally you're like, why? If the universe is infinite and abundant, why do I have to constantly be putting in more and more and more work and sacrificing of myself to get anything out of this? And then once you stopped doing that, it was just blessings started to pour in. All right, final card for you. Pile number 1. Oh, final 2 cards for you. Okay, you received Trinket 5, manifesting money and income. And there's 3 5s, and I mentioned to you that the number 5 is connected to conflict. It's also connected to the energy of humans. So you have overcome that concept of sacrifice and hard work and pain being necessary to manifest and create wealth and abundance. And because of that, you've been able to open yourself up to have more joy, to make more space for that, and more abundance has come into your life. Now, what that means is that for some of you, a lot of wealth and abundance and material rewards will come forward to you, and you'll have a very luxurious and comfortable life. But for others of you, it's looking at what you already have in a different way. It's not like you win the lottery and you become a billionaire. It's that you look around and you're like, wow, I have this amazing relationship. I have these great friends. I have this comfortable place to live. I have time to do the things that I want to do. Maybe I don't have millions of dollars in the bank, but I have all of these other things. And that's where the abundance comes in. And then you've got Awaken, 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energies, peace and harmony. That's what came forward over and over and over again. Yeah, you really balanced out your energy. People are so impressed by this. And they want, and you seem to have this peace and harmony in your life that they're a bit envious of. There's definitely people gossiping about this. Some people are just disgruntled no matter what, and other people are just wanting to get closer to you. So that concludes your reading, pile number 3. I hope you enjoyed it. I would love to know your thoughts. You can share them, obviously, in the comments below. And for those of you who aren't comfortable leaving long comments, maybe you could leave a lion in the comment section so that I will know that you picked pile number 1. And as I've mentioned in previous readings, the more that you guys engage with the reading, whether it's leaving a comment or subscribing or giving a thumbs up, the stronger I can connect with your energy, and then the reading will become more personalized to you, because I'll have access specifically to your energy on a level that I might not have with other people. So, and that goes for all of the readings that you watch. Engage with those readers. Share the love with them, because on an energetic level, it creates a stronger bond. It's quantum entanglement, and it will mean that you will definitely get readings that will resonate with your situation on a much deeper level. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me, I do personalized readings. You can go to my website, odessamall.com, and all of the information about my services and my booking and my prices are all available there. I do lots of different services. Tarot is just one aspect of the work that I do. And don't forget about Ana Luisa and the amazing sale that they're having right now. The link is below if you'd like to go and check out their site. So have a wonderful day or night, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2, welcome back. So you picked the purple flowers, the amethyst point, and the black onyx ring with the star pattern. So to start off with, the amethyst point is a stone that connects directly with the third eye. So you might have really strong psychic abilities, strong intuition. You might be a person who is highly spiritual. Then the purple flowers, they are also connected to that energy of heightened intuition. Flowers are also connected to growth. And these are from a thistle plant. So the energy that I get is you might actually be able to help people grow, or you have helped yourself grow through difficult situations, touchy situations, possibly through defensiveness, or there might have been an energy where you in the past had had to like sort of shield yourself or protect yourself, and you were able to move past that, to see the beauty behind that, or you see that in others. Because the black onyx is also about cleansing, protection, but there is the North Star. So that's talking about like your guiding light, like where you're meant to go. So this is interesting. Let's see how this connects to the cards that you received. So the first card you received is Discovery, number 8, Intention. So yeah, you seem to be able to see things in other people that either they don't feel have been recognized by others, or they thought that they didn't actually possess. It's almost like you're able to see gifts and talents in them, or maybe even see wounds that cause them to be more vulnerable, and you bring out like their best qualities. It's like you possibly are even a person that has literally helped discover people, like helped them to get into the right career or be seen by the right people. Maybe you're a matchmaker. Maybe you've introduced people to like their future spouse. There's just something about you being able to see and find things that others have been searching for. Maybe you're just a very innovative person as well, and like you seem to be on top of like the latest trends or what's going to be popular in the future. Like, and that could be with anything. That could be with like different philosophies. That could be with different like clothing and fashion and music. You might also know when to invest in certain people or certain ideas, and it brings about a big payoff, and people are really impressed by that. You got the High Priestess card. You are very intuitive, very possibly witchy, a person who can definitely connect with spirit. I don't know if that's something that you potentially already do. Maybe you read tarot yourself, or you are interested in other aspects of spirituality. There's this strong connection with the moon on this particular card. She's literally cradling the moon, which is connected to divine feminine energy. So you really embrace and embody the power of the divine feminine. That's really impressive to people. So you might be able to, like the Discovery card, you're able to see people's gifts and talents and highlight. You probably would be a great leader, great entrepreneur, like just really able to see where you can position yourself for success. But of course, like if you were a boss, you were a manager, you would be able to empower your staff to like bring out the best qualities in them as well. Then you got the Communication card, and it's card number 2. The High Priestess card is number 2. You are wonderful at partnering with other people. You collaborate really, really well. There's the Earth symbol here, and it literally manifests abundance. Like one idea that you foster in another person ends up allowing new ideas to branch off of that. You use your empathic abilities and your intuition. There's the Pisces symbol on this card. Like you really allow yourself to like tune into the energy behind things is what's coming forward. And so maybe you say things to people, because this card is all about communication. You say just the right things to help them have the confidence to move forward, or to inspire them, or to articulate things that they haven't been able to figure out in their own mind. Maybe you're a wonderful writer. Maybe you are somebody who like is planning on writing a book, or you write songs, or you are a person that like maybe you have your own blog, or there's just something about communication. You're really good at discovering things. You're great at being very intuitive. You're able to work through different cycles. The number 8 can be talking about like completion and but it can also be talking about perpetual growth. So you are somehow able to find a balance between the two of those. You've got the achievement card. Yeah. You either, and it's written on, these are all of these cards. I wrote these words on paint chips. And the color that this is referred to as golden sun. So you're illuminating and the golden sun helping people to grow. So you have grown, you've achieved things, maybe public recognition and awards, but it definitely feels like other people are impressed at how you're able to help foster achievements and growth in them. Then you got teacher. Yes, that is absolutely the energy that you bring to the table. And this color is called bright banana yellow. Yeah, so a banana, I think of like nourishment. You're able to like nourish people in a positive way. You're able to give them constructive criticism is what I get. But it's in such a positive, encouraging, nurturing way. Like you're able to deliver truths to them that maybe they could not hear from anyone else. Like you just seem very gentle. Very gentle. But you're working with hard energies. So this is really advanced. This is really something that I'm quite impressed by. Then you received mind your own. Okay, that's cool. So this might be a situation where you hold space for other people's struggles and you don't try and push them to grow faster than they're capable of growing. Not because you don't think that they could actually achieve everything that they want right now, but you recognize the fact that maybe they're not emotionally and mentally prepared to take those next steps. And you let them like take things at their own pace, or you just mind your own business. Like if they're not asking for advice, you're not pushing your way forward. You just are holding open space for them. You are going to be nurturing and caring and give them, like what the example that's coming forward is someone having a horrible fight, a friend of yours having a horrible fight with their parents or with a boyfriend, and they show up on your door and no questions asked, you just invite them in. Here, have a glass of wine. You can by all means stay with me. You prepare a bed for them and you don't push them or ask them what's wrong, what's going on. You don't even ask. You just wait for them to offer up that information. You just are there to catch them. And they just are so, so grateful for that. Then you got generous spirit. Yeah, what was I just saying? Yeah, you're so generous. You give. And I get the sense that you're an extremely beautiful person, both inside and out. Like your external looks are probably absolutely beautiful. But I get the sense that you're unique. Like you don't look like other people. So you might not fall under a traditional beauty standard at all. But your generous spirit and the light inside you and just you seem like a very advanced soul, like an old soul. You have a lot of wisdom. And that light just shines out. Angelic energy is how I would describe you. Then you got the queen, determination and sacrifice, and there is the water symbol as well as the fire symbol, which goes back to the number 6, which is all about alignment. So you have had to sacrifice things in the past. You have had strong determination to achieve your goals. The achievement card also speaks to that. And through that, you were able to have growth. It wasn't easy though, although others might look at you and think, oh, that was so easy. Like in both piles so far, there's been this like false belief that some people bring to your life, and maybe you were drawn to pile number 1. If that's the case, you might want to go back, but that's totally up to you. But there's this strong sense that people assume that you haven't had any hardships in your life just because you seem to be so grounded and nurturing, and like they assume that, and then that's true. Like they assume that because of that, you must have had just an easy ride, but that's more a reflection on their own ability or lack of ability to handle their own emotional pain. You got joyous fun. You are a person that people find like really happy, outgoing, lots of energy, someone who makes anything fun, very playful is the sense I get. But then you also have these strong leadership skills. And then you have these strong mothering, parental, like nurturing gifts. And you don't have to be a woman or identify as any particular gender to embody these kinds of energies. Although like the queen and the high priestess, it's all coming forward as feminine energy. You don't have to identify as a woman by any means. Then you received hidden motivations, card number 1. So yeah, I think that you have strong goals and ambitions that you're slowly moving towards, and you, I think, have motivations to do things that are much bigger than what you're actually working on, right? Like, so you might go and like volunteer. You volunteer for some sort of organization that's like helping the homeless, or you're helping, you know, at like your kid's school. You're like part of the PTA. You're volunteering at your church or within your community, and like you fully embrace the idea that even though you're just doing this one small thing, that it has a ripple effect and it's going to help the bigger picture. It's going to, like, your good deed will create something positive in someone else's life, and that will bring positive energy to them so that they have the power to do that for someone else, and so on and so on and so on, and it has this like domino trickle down effect. And that's why you do it. Like, I don't think that you expect a lot in return from people, but you know, and I know this reading is about like the beautiful compliments people give you behind your back, but what Spirit is saying is that you actually should make sure that there is reciprocity, because this can, and that this won't be the case for all of you, but this can lead you into a position where you could end up being depleted, because I do get the sense that a lot of people in this group are giving. Just make sure that people are giving back as well. And that doesn't mean that you have to receive things back from the people that you were giving to. That's not how it has to work. It's just that when a gift comes to you from somewhere, embrace it and receive it, because that's how the universe is bringing in balance. It has to be that way. Otherwise, the imbalance that's created by that will also have a trickle-down effect. All right, let's get some more cards and find out some more about what beautiful compliments people have or share with others about you. What beautiful compliments are people sharing about pile number 2? You got the intuition card. That's what's so strongly coming forward about you. Yeah, Mars in Cancer, or sorry, Mercury in Cancer is what I wanted to say. So Mars, nothing comes forward by accident. I've said this many times before. So Mars in Cancer, you could have a tendency to deal with people that have had trouble with their emotions and feeling overwhelmed by their emotions, and then either being very guarded or defensive, and you seem to take that away from them. You give them stability. You're able to read that energy in them. But Mercury in Cancer, you're also able to put like words to people's emotions that they haven't been able to articulate, and you give them a foundation with the number 4 on that card. Then you've got assertion, and there is a knight battling a dragon, card number 1. You've overcome your own insecurities, your own fears. This is the sun in Aries. So you're not afraid to go after what you want. You're not afraid to battle your own demons too, the things that are holding you back, your own fears. And I get the sense of like reframing it, you know, not seeing it as a situation where you have to dominate over even your own ego. And that is a beautiful thing. You're creating a partnership, a friendship with your own ego. Oh my God, you got the egotism card. Yes. And this is Mars in Leo, card number 5. Yeah, you have made friends with your ego. I have an amazing friend and client who came to me today, and she was talking to me about overcoming her negative feelings and associations with her own ego, and how she made peace with her ego through meditation by renaming it. And she renamed her ego her guardian. And through that partnership, she felt like her guardian would be able to highlight to her when she was in spirit communication through meditation, would be able to highlight to her when her own triggers are popping up and leading her down a pathway that she doesn't want to go down. And I feel like you have that same power. You do the same thing. Like, you've made your ego into your guardian and completely changed the dynamic. You got the patience card, and this is Jupiter and Venus, card number 6. You have a lot of patience for people. You understand that good things come to those who wait. I do get the sense that you are very attractive and you have a lot of personal style. You might dress in a very feminine way, or traditionally feminine. You might be sort of drawn towards like patterns and colors. There's a lot of floral motifs here, so you might really like flowers. Then you got the charity card, and that's what I was saying before. I do think that you're very charitable. And this is Saturn in Cancer. So you might have really had your own struggles, and it's card number 4. So you might have had your own struggles with poverty or other things that were working against you, or maybe your family struggled, and it's like, now you're going to give back. And as a result of that, Spirit wants to give back to you. That's strongly coming forward. So open yourself up to that. You got the versatility card, Sun in Gemini, card number 3. So you are very adaptable, very versatile. You might be very physically fit or very flexible. Maybe you do yoga or you do some other physical activity and you're really skilled at it. Maybe you're an amazing dancer or you do martial arts. You got the acquisition card, Sun in Taurus, card number 2. There's a lot of sun energy here because you've got the Sun in Gemini, Sun in Aries. Here is the Sun in Sagittarius, then the Sun in Taurus. And then there was quite a bit of moon energy that was coming forward, but the Sun is on 4 of these cards. So acquisition, you have been able to acquire at least a lot of wealth, possessions potentially, or it could be a lot of respect from people or a lot of connections with the right people. It doesn't necessarily mean it's all of them. There's things that you have acquired through hard work, and it has something to do with partnerships. And people are really envious. Maybe you have an amazing relationship and people are really envious. That's interesting. That's not what I wanted to say at all, but that's what came out. So to reframe it, there are people that are really impressed, is what I wanted to say. They're really impressed by what you've gained, but then there will definitely be other people that are going to be envious of that, and they're gossiping about that as well. But even though they're might be envious of what you have, they're still really impressed that you were able to pull this together because you used your charisma and your skills and a lot of hard work with Taurus to get to where you are. So it's like maybe you have an amazing relationship and you worked really hard with your partner to build that relationship, because it just doesn't happen just on its own. You have to put in effort. Or you've built a beautiful business, or you've changed something about yourself and like how you physically present, like you're just more authentic, or you there's just something here about what you've acquired. Maybe you have a great group of friends and you're all very creative and you're all very spiritual, and people are quite impressed by that. Then you got the order card, the moon in Virgo, card number 6. You've planted seeds. You've grown in a wonderful garden, and it was through diligent work and being organized. You like have laid out like a plan of attack. If it was business, you built a business plan and you followed it. You had to like really push yourself to stay motivated. And you got the enthusiasm card. As I said, it was the Sun in Sagittarius, card number 9. You are excited about life. You're excited about what other people are bringing to the table as well. I get the sense that you don't really have jealousy about other people, because you know that everyone is here for a special and unique reason, and everyone is special and everyone is gifted, and there's enough to go around. And so you don't feel like it's necessary for you to feel threatened by anyone else, because I also get the sense that you might just share all of these discoveries and wisdom that is needed to be shared. Like, you're directly channeling, you're sharing information, you're not going to hold on to it, even if it's an amazing idea, because you recognize that, well, this is not an idea that's meant for me. It was channeled to me because I have the ability to pass this information on, but it's not for me to hoard every idea and just because it's not feasible for you to even do all of them. And you recognize that if it's not the right idea, like it's not meant for you, even if you did it, it would fail. So that's a very advanced way of thinking about things. Like the 9, it does always make me think of the wounded warrior. I don't know why that particular card of the 9 of Wands always comes forward anytime I see a 9. Maybe that's my own issue, but the 9 is like closing out a cycle, getting close to closing out a cycle. It can also be connected back to the energy of the 9 of Cups and being really fulfilled. So yeah, I think that I always think of the 9 of Wands whenever I see this enthusiasm card, is because there's the sun on it, and the sun is definitely connected back to the Wands because of the fire energy. So yeah, you have had a balance of both, being wounded, but then also being very fulfilled. You've achieved a lot. You've gained a lot that you are able to teach to others as a result of your struggles. And you just are generous and loving and charismatic and fun and just joyful to be around. And you don't hang on to the physical too strong. Like, you allow things to drift away from you. That's really advanced as well. Like, you're the type of person that I feel like at this point in time, if you were in a relationship and it split up, you would be heartbroken to lose someone that you love, but you would also want what's best for them. And you would separate amicably. Like, you would not hold grudges against people growing and moving away from you. You would just recognize that it is the way that it's meant to be. And that you'll see them again. Like, many of you are just very, very spiritual. All right, so let's get your final card or cards and see what comes out for you. What's the final messages you would like? We'll get one more. If one more comes out, let's see. Yep. Oh my God, you got the spirit card, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. And it's got the Star of David, the 6-pointed star, which is talking about all of the elements coming together. So yeah, you're a very balanced person, and you definitely are connected to spirit. You can channel, you are witchy or mystical, and you could likely use divination techniques to talk to your ancestors or your spirit guides. And you have been able to help others with that gift. Then you also got the Philosopher's Stone, powerful manifestation of wishes and goals by harnessing universal energy. Yeah, you do that because you're able to pinpoint where a door might open up to you or to others. And that is a blessing to you. To pass on that information, that brings good energy, good karma back to you. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. This is very impressive. I feel like family with you. I really, really love this reading. And I would love to know your thoughts. If you would like to share in the comments, that would be amazing. I know that not all of you are comfortable leaving comments, so maybe you can leave the moon symbol as a reference to the High Priestess, and I'll know that you picked pile number 2. And as I have mentioned before, the more engagement that you give myself or any of the other readers that you really like through the readings and through our channel, the stronger the energetic bond is between us, and then the stronger and more accurate the reading will be for you, because it creates this strong energetic link between us. It's a form of quantum entanglement. So the readings will be more like tailored to your life. And as I said, that's not just with my readings, that's with every reader that you like. Make sure that you engage with their content. You will both benefit from it. And if any of you guys are interested in working with me, I do private personal readings. You can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my information is there. And I do more than just tarot card readings. I have a lot of different services that I offer. And don't forget about Ana Luisa. They are having an amazing sale right now where you can get up to 30% off, and the link is below. So I look forward to reading for you guys again in the future, and have a wonderful day or night. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back. So you picked the Palo Santo, the Malachite ring, as well as the fluorite. So to start off with, the Palo Santo is all about clearing out a space, neutralizing the energies. So you might have a real cleansing effect on other people. You might just be very tranquil, where you're able to clear out toxicity out of your life really easily. And the malachite is also connected to that. Being able to weather the storm, to be able to deal with difficult circumstances, and to really be able to stay heart-centered throughout that process, not lose yourself, and not have other people influence you, you know? Like, that can be really challenging, to be around people that are in sort of a lower vibrational state and not sort of be drawn down or pulled down to their level. And it looks like you're able to really like keep your head on your shoulders and like keep your thoughts clear and pure. And then the fluorite is all about opening up your crown chakra, being able to connect with your higher self. It's also about clarification and clearing energy centers and clearing out your mind and neutralizing lower vibratory thoughts. And it can also be connected to amplification. So you might actually have a very positive influence on other people. So instead of them sort of pulling you down to that lower vibratory level when they're feeling bad, you actually pull them up, which is beautiful. So let's find out what other secret compliments people are giving you behind your back. So the first card you got is regeneration, card number 17. And there's Aries on this card and fire. So you're able to help others, I get the sense, to rebuild after things have gone drastically wrong, and you've only been able to do this because you have done this for yourself. This might be related to your job. One, you might be connected to some sort of community work. You're a coach, a counselor, a therapist, a social worker, you are a nurse, a doctor, you could be helping people in any way. But you might also be a chef. For some reason, like alchemy and working with ingredients. So you might help people to regenerate after illness. Like maybe you help people with their diet. And that might not be on a professional level. That might be something you're doing on a personal level. Like for example, I've worked with people before, like outside of the realm of the spiritual, like in traditional jobs and in like regular environments where they were just so nurturing and mothering. Like they were constantly reminding people, like, get up from your desk, walk around, make sure you're having water. Like, just, you might be one of those types of people that you just want people to make sure that they're not like sacrificing too much of themselves, and they're putting themselves first, and they're caring for themselves. And you do that. You help people to like stay grounded and centered, or recover and regenerate after something difficult. And the number 17 reduces down to the number 8. So this might be something that you're really skilled at, that you've been doing for a really long time, like many cycles. You've done this in past lives. It might be just spiritual insight. Next, you got the Fool card. Yeah, so this is a card that's talking about an individual who is very adventurous and spontaneous, and a person that's willing to throw caution to the wind, and try and experiment and reinvent, and you will take risks. So this, going back to what I was saying before about how you help other people to recover or regenerate after hard times, that's what the Fool energy is all about. And the Fool, this has had Aries on it. And Aries is the first astrological sign. And then the Fool is the first card of the major arcana. And they have very similar energy. So yeah, you have reinvented yourself, restarted things. You might even consider yourself a young soul. And there's some beauty to being a young soul, because there's enthusiasm and drive, and everything is exciting and fresh, and lots of times young souls just like love being embodied. Like you might have a lot of blessings that come to you, just like the universe clearing out the negative. Like you're just protected, and you might not even recognize that. You might not even feel that way. Other people see that, or that's the energy you bring into their lives. But people are complimentary at this. Like you seem to just be a person who is willing to like put themselves out there and experiment and just see what happens. Next, you've got the Herald, and this has the water symbol on it, and it says small regrets and longing. So Herald is somebody bringing in new news. This is the fresh start as well. And there's the rabbit, which is a symbol of abundance, and the snake, which is talking about shedding your skin. And there's this energy of ending and beginning cycles with you. Like you might be a person who doesn't want to have any regrets. You don't want to have any longings. So you just go for it. And like people are really impressed by that. Like you see the way forward, you see an opportunity, and you just go for it. Then you got the Sentinel, determination and certainty, and the air symbol. Like you think about what you want, and you communicate about what you want, and then you're able to manifest it. And no door is ever going to be closed to you permanently. And even when a door is closed, I get the sense that, or at least other people perceive you as being willing to fight to get through that door. Like, I'm going to keep trying and trying. And that's very Aryan energy as well. I'm just going to keep trying and trying and trying and trying and trying. And then I'm going to get there because I want it. It's like this warrior type energy. And the Sentinel is also a guard. So you might either strongly guard yourself, but you might also guard others, and they're really impressed by that. Then you got the transformation card. So you have reinvented yourself. You have picked yourself up after difficult situations. You've crossed into a new life. So people might be very impressed, like people that you knew from the past when maybe you were just starting out in your career. You had a big dream and maybe they didn't really have a lot of faith in what your ideas were when they were part of your life, but and they might not have even supported you. They might have discouraged you, and you just didn't let that have any effect on you. You cleared those people out of your life. You separated, like the Malachite, you separated yourself from their judgments or opinions. You're not going to let it influence you. And you just kept going and going and going, and it finally worked. And they're no longer part of your life, and they're so proud of you. They're so impressed. And they have some regret. They have some longing. The small regrets is coming forward. Like they feel like they missed out on an opportunity. Like they missed out on an opportunity to be there by your side while your star was rising. Like you might have ambitions of being famous, or fame is can be interpreted in a lot of ways, but being recognized in some way, being successful. And they discouraged you. Like they really were like too rooted in the practical. Like they saw the spark in you, but like they were so influenced by their self-limiting beliefs that they really didn't give you the support and love that you deserved, and they have a lot of regret about that. And they're like your secret fans. Like if you are doing something out in the world and like what you're doing could potentially be getting back to these people, they are super impressed. These are not people that are holding a grudge. You got the spirit card. So yeah, you're closely connected with spirit, maybe closely connected with your higher self, and you seem to just know what direction to go in. Like you know that you're here for a purpose, and you just continually pursue that, and people are really impressed. Then you got the cuddle card. So you're a good cuddler, you're very affectionate. Maybe other people want to cuddle you, they want to be close to you. This color is called caribou. And caribou having the antlers, it makes me think of the crown chakra and the third eye. It also makes me think of the energy of the wild and untamed. Like you have that energy. Like you just, and there's the English rose. There's something just very free-spirited, very Aryan, the fool, just like I'm just gonna like allow myself to be authentic is the sense that I get. And people are really impressed by that. Then you got the dream on card. Yeah, you're a big dreamer. You have big dreams, you pursue them, and you have ultimate faith. And I just think that there's been people in your past that have thought, there is no way that's ever gonna work. And it's too out there, it's too silly, like let them do whatever they want, that they are just like, they're gonna have a rude awakening, and then it works for you. It works. It could be that you're doing something that's just like really out of left field. It could be something that's very unique and different, like you are, have your own tarot channel, you want to be a psychic, like you could be doing something that is in the realm of the, like what people would consider to be available. But there are self-limiting beliefs within your family or within your community where they feel like, no, that opportunity will never be available to you. Because of like where you came from, they think people will judge you and not give you that opportunity. Like you'll never be able to be a Supreme Court justice because you are a minority, or you are, like you have something else going on in your life that they just think will be a barrier to you. And it wasn't, or it isn't, or it won't be. You know, like for some of you, you haven't achieved this major goal yet. Like, so you haven't fully transitioned into, you know, you accomplishing your goal. But that's not really necessary for people to be impressed by you. They already see the doors opening to you. You've already accomplished more than they thought you would, and they are feeling regret at ever questioning whether you could do it, and they wish they could be alongside you for the ride. But Spirit is warning you, don't let a lot of these people back into your life, because even though they feel excited for you, they haven't learned how to really be your ally yet. So if you let them back into your life, they would eventually start to feel jealousy and start to try and extinguish your fire, passion, your drive again. Then you received gratitude, pink rose, and we've got the air symbol Gemini, card number 36, which would reduce down to the number 9. So 3 is connected to collaborations with others. 6 is connected to balance, reciprocity, like even giving and taking. And then 9 can be connected to it's nearing the end of a cycle, so it can be connected to either, you know, feeling guarded or completely fulfilled. The rose is connected to love, especially the pink rose. And it's also a symbol of, the rose is connected to the energy of Venus, and it can be connected to growth. So there are likely people in your, that were in your life, is what they want me to say. This could be some people that are still in your life now. But there's a lot of people that are very grateful for you, but there was specifically some ex-love partners that are so grateful that they had a chance to date you, be close to you. That you helped them to see two sides of themselves. Maybe their shadow self, maybe they didn't even recognize that their ego could have any influence on them. But maybe it's also secret gifts and talents or ambitions, like your energy. I just get this sense that like you're like going and bigger and larger than life and full of energy, and you just want to sing and dance and like just this strong like passion and drive. And not everyone can keep up with you. But even if they can't keep up with you, you help to ignite something in them that got them moving faster than they had been before they were with you. So, you know, they have gratitude for that. I think that many of them feel like it wouldn't have worked romantically if, even these might be for ex-friends too. But they still are so grateful that they had the time that they had with you. Now, for others of you, these are ex-lovers or ex-friends, but when I say ex, it's more about like the circumstances. Like maybe they were your first romantic partner and they were like friends of yours when you were in your hometown, but to pursue your dreams, like you had to leave your hometown and you had to go to the big city and you had to pursue things, and they're just so grateful and they're like cheering you on, and they want you to live your dreams and open those doors that were closed to everyone else, and they know that you can do it. And not only are you transforming yourself, but once you kick open that door, it'll be open for other people that want to walk that path after you as well. So let's see, what other beautiful compliments do people give pile number 3 behind their back? Wow, they give you a lot of compliments. You got the domination card number 9, and this is Mars in Sagittarius. So interesting. So they see you as very powerful and dominant, strong, ambitious. They also find you very physically attractive. Specifically, they really like your body. They want to get close to you physically. There's many people that would like to be very intimate with you. I mean, like and this might be people that like are same sex, opposite sex. It's just people in general. Like they find you very physically attractive, and they might be attracted to you. And like this might be a situation where like they would consider themselves straight, but they're attracted to you, and it's like this first time that they've had attraction to the same sex. There's just something unconventional about you, you know, like for them, like you're sparking something unconventional or unique in other people, and like you just embrace that in yourself. I feel like you're very like gender fluid, or your attraction to people is not like, there's not a clear line there. Like you are experimental. And I mean, that could be in romance. That's what's strongly coming forward with this particular card. But I mean, it's just everything in general. You got the optimism card, also card number 9, Moon in Sagittarius. Interesting. And there's Venus on this card and the 3 muses. You're very creative. You're a creative person. Maybe you're an actor, a dancer, a musician, an artist. You might be in fashion. You are very attractive and you are very fashionable. All 3 piles have had that energy come forward of being creative and visually very attractive in terms of like fashion and being unique. There's a different energy from each of you, but all of you have had that come forward. Then there's the organization card, and there is Mercury on this card, and card number 10 and the wheat sheaves. Like you've planted seeds, that you are nearing the time when you're going to reap your harvest is what's coming forward. You are definitely an individual that knows how to organize yourself so things are timed just right. Oh my God, you got the order card, which is also about the same things, like planting seeds, tending the garden, being patient as things grow. Moon in Virgo, you know, maybe this is a situation where like you're working on creating your image. You are working on like looking the right way or creating something. Maybe like you want to be a musician or a professional singer, and you know that you have to like work on your voice, and you're taking lessons, and I'm not entirely sure, but like you've been working on building something. You've been very organized and ordered about it, and it's getting close to being here, and people recognize this. Maybe you're not completely aware of it. I just get the sense that you're very free-spirited, and you just know it's going to come to you when it's going to come to you. People are very complimentary of that. They know you're going to do it, and Spirit is also chiming in to say it's almost here. Very, very fun. Indecision, and then this is the Venus is on this card with the number 7. So yeah, like you might be the sense I get is the voice of reason is what's coming forward. Like people might have been very indecisive about things that they were going to do. I don't know, should I move away here? Should I apply for that job? Should I pursue this relationship? And you help them to figure things out. You help them to figure out what's the next step forward, and like, so they're not wasting time. And with Venus on this card, it makes me think that it does have something to do with love, and that could be love for others or love for self. And you got the acquisition card with the Sun in Taurus, card number 2. A lot of people would like to date you. A lot of people would like to be on your arm. They definitely see you as very impressive. I get this celebrity, like actor, musician is coming forward a lot. Like this is, you should be in the spotlight type energy, and you will be. And that might not be fame, but you're going to be just very well respected. And you got the secrets card. So you're a little mysterious. People like that. You might have strong interest in the occult, strong abilities, because there's Scorpio on this card. Card number 8 as well, and 8 is connected to the unseen and cycles and past lives, reincarnation. So yeah, you might just have like this secret knowledge that feels very otherworldly. And like I said, you might be interested in the occult. Then you got the Lost card with Saturn and Pisces, card number 12. So you might have lost a lot in your life at some point, and you've rebuilt yourself, going back to the regeneration card. So there might have been a fall from grace. There might have been a doorway that was shut to you, and now you are using that to your advantage. What's coming forward is, as an example, is like an actor who goes through a really difficult loss or something very painful, and then they channel that method acting. They channel that when they're in character so that they can bring that real emotion that they experience to the role. And that's what like just brings in all of this success. Like they win roles and they get Oscars and all of that. It's like you're doing something like that. You're using your own experience, although it was painful, to help you to be more effective and open doors and have more achievement. Yeah, you got the risk card. You definitely are okay with taking risks. You're quite happy with that. There is also Saturn in Aries. So there might have been something that you did that was sort of reckless, but you didn't allow that to tear you down. Like, you know that losing and making a mistake helps you to get stronger and helps you to be more focused for the future and not make the same mistakes, right? Like touching fire, you know that it burns you. You're not going to do that again. You just are okay with that. And that's real inspiration to other people. And then you got the adaptability card, Moon in Gemini, card number 3. You're very, what just came forward is transparent. Interesting. Okay, so you might be very transparent about the experiences that you have. You are very adaptable to different situations, wearing different hats, and you don't try and hide different aspects of yourself. You know, like you might go into an environment with very like traditional beliefs or different rules, and you just bring in your wild, mystical self, and you're just like, hey, I like to listen to tarot card readings. You know, like you don't shy away from that, and it makes people, some people might feel very threatened and dominated by you as a result, but the majority of people really feel impressed by you and they want to go on this journey with you, and they feel like you could share a lot with them and help them to manifest and utilize their own gifts and talents to open up doorways. So let's get some final cards. What final messages do you have for pile number 3 about the secret compliments? You just got the fire card. The element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. And that has been coming forward with all this Aryan energy and the fire and the regeneration. Yeah, you have that within you. That's a core element of your personality. And then labyrinth, transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration, enlightenment. And you had to go through this journey, like all these twists and turns in the labyrinth, not knowing where you're going, but just keep moving ahead, even though that you might get lost. It's dark, there's might be a minotaur in there, there's a monster, but you don't back down. You just keep going because you are looking for the reward. You are looking to become the champion, is the sense that I get. And then you got fairy magic. And there's Chuku-Ray on this card, which is very similar to the labyrinth, the cycles. There's this like spiral on the card, and it says, respectfully work with the fairies and elements to achieve your goals. Yeah, you definitely have fairy energy because there's this energy of being a trickster, being playful, being determined, going after what you want despite what other people think. And it does feel like fairy energy. You might really like fairies. That might be, if you're interested in more mystical aspects of life, that might be something that you're sort of leaning towards. Or maybe as a child you really liked fairies. Lean into that. The nature will be very rejuvenating for you. And if you're interested in things like that, you can call on the energy of the fairies to help support you and bring more magic into your life. So that concludes your reading. I hope you enjoyed it. It's been such a pleasure reading for you. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments. And for those of you who don't feel comfortable leaving a comment, you can leave a fire symbol in the comments, and then I'll know that you picked pile number 3. And of course, I've mentioned this in previous readings, but the more engaged you are with the reading, commenting, liking, subscribing, sharing, all of that stuff, the stronger our energetic bond is, and then the more linked I'll be with you energetically, and then the messages that come forward will be more resonant to you in your situation. And that doesn't just go for my readings. That applies to every reading that you watch online. Engage, connect with those readers, show them some love, and then what will happen is your energy will be more linked. It's a form of quantum entanglement, and then, as I said, the readings will start to mirror your life and be more personalized to you. And I do private readings. If any of you are interested in working with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can find out all kinds of information about my services there. I do tarot card readings, but I do lots of other things as well. And don't forget about Ana Luisa. They have an amazing sale going on right now where you can get up to 30% off of their beautiful jewelry, and the link is below. So I hope you guys come back. I would love to read for you again in the future. Have a wonderful day or night, and I am sending you so much love. Take care.